And I'm live. There we go. All righty. Welcome back to Bean Scottish Fitness on this old knife. I hope I get a little bit of a bigger of a turnout than this, but we'll see. Let's move this up one. Bring it down a little bit more. There. Works a little bit better. So, last night, let's pop it up on the side too. So last night I added a brass washer there, which hopefully it'll show up better after I sand it out. And then I tested the stain, one side red, one side black. And decided I'm going to do a black base and then red over it. I think that'll turn out well. I was thinking about maybe even putting some stripes in there, but I think I'm just going to do it with the dual base. So I got the brass in there. And that's to help make a division between the leather strip I put in there and the pommel. So safety. Got the safety glasses on. Got my gloves on. The gloves protect me from heat, scratches, things that would cause abrasions. And I got my main working wheel here right now. So let's get it ground a little bit more into shape and see what it looks like. You should start seeing the brass showing up a little bit more. Hey Tracy, Katie, thanks for coming in. Make sure thumbs up. Start seeing that polishing up. Okay, take it slowly at a time. And you gotta be careful. This may be sharp. I almost got the handle about exactly where I need it. Literally just about another, I don't know, 3 or 4 millimeters. Will probably make it the perfect size. The trick is making it even. So that this side and this side are the same. And I'm basically eyeballing it. That'll probably have to do with the drumming tool. Reviving an old one. Good question. Reviving an old one. About perfect there. Well, we can hear off. Hey, Daryl, how we doing? So got it just about where I need it. Very close. That's like the division I'm wanting, that brass and leather. And then I'll take that off when I stain it. Alright, it's time to open up with a knife and then change belts to a finer belt. There we go. I don't not worried about misusing this knife. It's only $8. And I have more. Now some of this I'll sweeten up with the drumming tool. So that's, I was looking so far. I think I got the handle where I want it. So the handle I had on here before was way too small. So looking much better. So now we're going to change the tool. First of all, let's do a little cleaning up. Ah. Now I need to change the tool out, and I'm going to put a fine belt on it. So I've got my instructions, because I need them. So I need to remove this, like completely, unfortunately. There we go. Ta-da! All right. Remove the two side coverings, 9A. Oh, my goodness, and 9B. There's 9A. It looks like using a small screwdriver, which I should have brought down here. Or I may have to run up and go get it. Looks like I'll be back. Hey, Jack, how we doing? Time to go get some screwdrivers. A little vodka, a little orange juice. Keep buying tools for this project. I gotta keep my central location. All right, I'm back. Bada boom, ching. Oh my goodness. I gotta get a beefier screwdriver. I just laughed at it. I said, that ain't no screwdriver. All right. I ain't fooling around no more. Now, the one thing I didn't realize on this is that when you're staining, it says don't sand in between coats. Just wipe down the excess. That I didn't know. So, always got to put these somewhere safe. And if you drop them, if they hit the ground, Lord knows where they go. So one cover off, and this cover off. Now that is using a different that's using one of my Allen wrenches, which I did bring down with me. There we go. Da, 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 da. Thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. Thanks for joining in. So when you look at homemade knives and you see what they charge for them, you can kind of understand why. All right. Turn adjuster anti-clockwise, sufficiently for the sanding belt. That's this way. To slip off. I don't know where it's slipping off to. It'll be slipped off the rollers. I remove the side coverings. 10C. Oh, okay. I'm unscrewing the wrong thing. C is over here. So that would be clockwise. This would be, thinking this would be anti-clockwise. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, this cover's got to come off. It didn't show that. Really didn't show this one coming off. But it do. All right, so now I'm making my way progress here. So I'm taking the covers off to change the belt. So if I rate this to easiness of changing belts, I wouldn't rate it very high. Not that any of the other ones are easier, because I don't know. You get what you pay for. All right. Now, this is anti-clockwise. I don't know. That doesn't seem to be the trick. So let's go the other direction. All right. So the belts come off. I'll be honest with you. Now I want a really fine one. So I got a 400 grit. That should be the one right inside here. And that's the one I want. One of the 400s. And then there's a real important thing going on here. Aha. Coming down, the arrow needs to be going that way. All right. I got that. I got that. And it says keep turning it until it tracks where you think it should be. All right. One more time. This is fun. Let me see what we got. Savage Lee in there. Woo! Processing pumpkins. All right. I like pumpkins. Pumpkins are delicious. All right. Before I put all the covers on, I want to give it a little test. That's interesting. All right. Seems about right. Right, quite right. You have a year's worth. Yeah, I probably still have some in the freezer from last year. I froze them, didn't can them. Okay. So get the screws in there lightly. So not too bad. Okay. Actually, I didn't even need to take them out. I just needed to loosen them. Oh, well. Live and learn. Same thing, but I could just loosen that one too. Now I know. Now I know. Yep, just could have loosened them. All righty, we are ready to fire it up. Dun, dun, dun. Every day is an adventure. Put my gloves back on, and away we go. going very lightly on this. So not to leave any marks. And I think, what do you think? They look about right, the right size. Look kind of even enough. Pretty close. Maybe a little bit more on this side. And what do you think? Look good? So now, the blade is what the blade is. Kind of. Get some of the rough edges off. So, now it's time to do some stain. So, I don't need the grinder anymore for the sander. I never did put this back on. Oops. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to work on that later. I don't need it right now. I'm not going to fight with it right now. That's what I'd be doing. I'd be fighting with it. Get over there. There we go. So back to the vacuum cleaner. And let's put the first coat of stain on. So where did I put my rag? There we go. So off with the gloves. See it anywhere, can you? So I'll crank this down, hopefully where you can see the knife. There we go. And wipe it down with the cloth the best I can. Doesn't look too bad. Now some areas I don't want to get stain on it, so I'm going to use some painter tape and tape that all off. Now this is supposed to be the quick release stuff, so we'll see. Basically, I'm just taping up the areas I don't want to get stained up. Hey, Ray, how we doing? And if I got to do a couple shots at it to get it right, that's okay too. Then what will probably happen is I'll have to do some little touch up with the Dremel tool to kind of make the handles look kind of nice. There we go. Not going to be perfect, but it'll be better. So here, we're going to do it twofold. One inner and one outer. But I don't want to stain that brass either. Now, it should wipe off, but if I can keep most of it from getting on it, then there'll be less work I have to do in cleanup. Now it says it takes about 2 hours to set. Now I know the red took a lot longer. There we go. So I got ebony and ivory. Oh, sorry. So an ebony base, and then we'll go red after that. And then what I want to do is I want to have it like, probably have to grab it by the handle. Right now, I could just use a counterweight. But if I have to, I can actually clamp that down. All righty. Here it goes. Now, when it dries, it should show some of the grain. Should. Key word. I'm holding the rag underneath it so I don't do too much of the floor. I'm going to flip it over again because I know I touched it with the rag and I didn't want to do that. When I touched it with the rag, I took some of the stain off of it. And I didn't want to do that. There. Now, stain in the stairs. Just so I can use the brush again. This is going to take quite a while to set up. Now, what's it say in the directions? Apply the direction of the grain, wipe off after 5 to 15 minutes. And because it's cooler down here, I'll probably wait even a little bit longer. So there is the first coat. Can we see that? Yep, right there. So we'll bring this closer. And we'll see how that dries. Now, once I get the handle done, and actually in between, I can probably do the acid stain. And I might try that. Who knows? A little bit later. I'm going to get the handle done first, one thing at a time. So, thanks for stopping in. Hopefully, I'll have a beautiful knife time I get done. That's on the camera part. I can keep the live stream going and try to catch up with everybody. Yeah, it looks like it's soaking in the wood really well. Get the red on there afterwards. And then I'll see if I have to do a second coat of red. And then we'll go with the clear. And then things should be looking good in the neighborhood. So let's slowly come up the stairs so I don't knock the knife down. Because that would suck. Da-da-da. And we're almost time. And hey, Robin, I'm busy doing price increases. Price increases? Tell me it isn't so. Yeah, that's that Bidenomics for you. Created all those extra jobs so people could work 2 extra jobs. They could pay their bills, things like that. So we still have a little snow on the ground. I don't know how well it'll show up. It'll be gone in about an hour. Here comes Banks with, she got a mouse? No, she just coming to say hi. Here comes Banks to say hello. I wonder where she's going to go. Wonder. Inquiring minds want to know. There we go. What's up there, Bankster? What's up there, pretty kitty? Oh, she's going to play hard to get. And here she comes with her wet feet. So the peppers took some damage. Giving everybody your best side. Yeah. Watching stain dry. Yep, absolutely. This is Banks the Ninja Cat. What do you see out there, kitty? Now I'm on the deck. She go, okay, now I can go eat. Or she sees something. She looks like she's out ready to hunt. She does. She's a good mouser. So she goes out and hunts a lot. Let me see what I got going on here. Watch it die. Watch the glue dry. Yeah, there you go. I'm in. Welcome to Play Cat Online. You guys are so funny. So it's nice when I get these live streams started a little bit earlier. I can't start any earlier than that because, well, you know, I've got to watch Prepper Nation. And that was a pretty good conversation. Only because the person is not probably watching my channel. There was a guy there that seemed to have a little attention problem or whatever. He had a lot of things I would say negative things to say. And I had this conversation with somebody too that, you know, they were saying, oh, you know, when you're working for a corporation, you're being a slave in that. And of course, this person doesn't have a job. And I'm like, yeah, that's not the case. You know, I have choices. I can go work other places, you know, and I've done it all. I've been a chemist for 15 years. I ran retail stores for damn near 25 years. I've done construction. I've done concrete. I've done asphalt. I've done landscaping, farming, milking cows, you know, and now I'm doing factory work because it's easy. I mean, there's nothing difficult about it. And because the tooling weighs a lot, it's a great exercise program for me. So, and I make good money and have good benefits. And you had this guy going, oh, you know, having a job is equal to slavery. I said, yeah, I'm imagining the person doesn't have a job. I could be wrong, but I imagine he doesn't. or she, who knows, you know. And then, of course, when, some of y'all started talking about, bringing Jesus in your life, well, then he had a thing about that too. And I said, well, he's just looking for attention. Now, whether you're religious or whether you're not, everybody live your own life. But if you want to have things along with self-esteem, you get a job. Now, there are people that are on disabilities because they have to be, they've had a bad accident or they're handicapped or whatever. And that's what those programs are for. There's nothing wrong with that too. But then you have the people that just live off the system. And I could be wrong, but I suspect he may be one of those people. I could be totally off base, but just by the way he was responding to everything in a negative way, I don't think he had a positive thing to say. I know Robin called him out on it. I did too, not directly, but he knew what I was talking about. Only a slave would say that, and I'm like, fight me. Give me a break. Let me catch up on chat here. And Cannon Pumpkins. Yep, winter's coming. Yeah. Got shot last year. Damn. It's hard to get work where security is hard to get. Yeah. Well, sucks being shot. One of the things I've not had to experience. I did security too. Of course, it was unarmed security. I was armed. It was one of the last remaining steel plants here in Chicago. And I was guarding it while they were pulling off the big presses and sending them over to China. And the guy overseeing the whole withdrawal, first day I was there, he showed me where there was a pistol in his office that I could get into. So if you need, there's a .357 Magnum, so I appreciate it. I didn't tell him I had a 20-gauge shotgun in my trunk, and I had a pistol that I was carrying on me at the same time because I was in Chicago, and there was a junkyard right next door to it, and they'd be all talking crap on my first walk around at 3 when everybody was there, but at 4:30 when I made my pass, I had a 20-gauge shotgun over my shoulder, and they shut the hell up. But you're right, there's some of us that want to have a job and can't because of injuries and things like that, and that's not who I was addressing. I was addressing somebody that's this doesn't work. No reason they can't. Like I said, the person I was talking to, who I know really well, was trying that BS. And I said, until you have a job, don't talk about it. And as I understand, you're probably going towards that group, to make you feel better about not having a job. But, I've always worked. I've worked since I was 11 years old. Never thought I was a slave. The only thing I slave over is trying to keep this house up. But, I have a firing range. I have a pond. I have crops. I have a nice deck to sit on. I got trees. I got apple trees. I got 14 acres to wander. Got a nice house. Doesn't need a repair. I have a job that provides me with insurance at a reasonable price. So, no, I'm not a slave. All right. If I didn't like my job, I can go somewhere else and work. Or I can be my own boss, start my own business, and really learn how to work. Because I guarantee you that people have their own businesses probably work the hardest. My dad did. And I know he worked extremely hard all the time. So, I don't know what his problem was. And he wasn't from the States, hint, hint, hint. But we all know who he was. So I got about another 10 minutes before I need to. Depending on where you are, it can be. The problem is, dude, is people don't want to work. And I'm talking all age groups. I ain't talking to young kids. I'm talking all age groups. Too little plump for that. Oh, no. But out here, where I'm at, there's plenty of jobs. Where I work, they hire the first Tuesday every month, and they're hiring 30 people every month. And you're going, well, why? They must have, 2,000, 10,000 employees. No, we don't. No, we probably have 500. But they don't stick. They just don't stick. They don't come to work. Or they have a little bit of a drug problem, and they come to work with that problem. I've had two that replaced me on third shift, both get relieved because of heroin. We ain't talking pot. We ain't talking drinking too much. We're talking some shoot up serious stuff. We had people we get what's called Y time in April, 50 hours. You use it anytime you want in 2-hour increments. Just got to give them a half-hour notice. You have an appointment, yeah, you need 2 hours. I want to take a day off, I can take 8 hours. All right. And after a year, you get 3 weeks vacation. Not a bad deal. So April, the Y time came through. By May, about 60% of third shift in the plant had used all their Y time and had used all their vacation. And it's May. And nothing's getting filled back up until January. I still got, I think, 2 days of vacation left and 2 hours of Y time. Now come January, I get my 3 weeks back. Come April, get that 50 hours back. So I don't know this problem was. I shot him a few comments, but it was a waste of time. So I got in the battery here. I got the clothes hanger here. It's the NordicTrack treadmill I bought for the wife. She's used it about 6 times. I've had it for 4 years. I go for a walk. A clean and safe oh man. I used to be a repo man for hot sec. It's got to be a interesting job. I know there's jobs out there for depending where you're at. In the Midwest, there's plenty of jobs, but if you're in a very small town, you might have to travel. Now, I usually had to drive anywhere from an hour to hour and a half to work each way. And so now I feel very fortunate because I'm 15 minutes away. I mean, I should have started working there 20 years ago, and I could have, but at the time I was running retail, stressing myself out. So yeah, you're working for somebody, but as long as they pay you a fair wage, as long as you're happy with the wage, it ain't slavery. If it was back in the caveman days, you'd be out there hunting, gathering, and you'd be working harder than you are now. And that's the problem with the generation. That's kind of what John was talking about. We have this entitled that they're teaching the kids that they're oppressed. You're not oppressed in America. Is there hard times? Yeah. Do people go through hard times? Sure do. If I went through hard times, numerous times. All right. Was it fun? No, it was not fun. But I got through it. I found a solution. Was there days I was frustrated? Absolutely. There's days I hated my job. You know it. But I had responsibilities. I had a family to raise. I had bills I had to pay. There was no other option. All right. And in Illinois, it's hard to get any sort of help. Just telling you. So, and then when the subject he was talking about, being patriotic. Yeah, patriotic for the country. I mean, I served. Okay, I was overseas. It was a different world back then, or it was perceived as a different world. I think we've been opened up to a few things that probably been going on the whole time. But do I want my daughters and son fighting over in Ukraine? No. I want them fighting over in the Middle East? No, I don't. I want them here. We have our own problems. We have an open border. We have things are about to get bad. So, but I'm preaching to the choir. Has it been 10 minutes, 15 minutes yet? Asking for a
Because I think once I wipe that handle off, I want to bring it up here where it's warmer, so it'll actually uh, start drying quicker. Now the black dried. That red though was still tacky last night. I was surprised. Unvaxxed nursing home worker. So I only work weekends. I pay my bills, my house, and all are paid for. There you go. But you got to work hard for that. No debt. There you go. That was smart. Just work weekends and prep, and that's great. I'm at retirement age. But I'll probably work at least another 5 years. And my thing is trying to get debt taken care of. That was my own fault. I put myself in debt. I'm now slowly crawling out of it. But to be debt free would be fantastic. And some people are better at that stuff than others, especially me. But live and learn, and still trying to stay ahead of the bill collector, as they say. Just remotivated and drug free. Yep. And that seems to be the problem where I'm at. There's a lot of the people, and they're hiring me even though that they've lost jobs because of drugs, but as long as they pass the drug test. And I told them, I said, they'd be better off having a little bit stricter hiring process and maybe only hire 5 a month instead of 30. Because I think out of the group I was in, I only know of 2 of us. There was 30 of us. I only know of 2 of us are still working. There's one girl over in bead blast and myself in heat treat. Everybody else is gone. I don't see anybody else there. And some of them were just good workers. They just, I thought so. They just, I don't know. You want to do your 8 hours. They offer overtime. I worked the weekend because, number one, they needed it. And number 2, it's good money. Time and a half on Saturday, double time on Sunday. I'll take that. Now, will I do it every weekend? No, I won't do it every weekend. I have to go out and have fun. But now, the way I was feeling this weekend, I might as well work. I'm still fighting the cold, but the sinuses have slowed down. Still got kind of a tickle in the lungs, but I think I'm beating it. But I've been taking mass amounts of vitamin C, zinc, and vitamin D, and turmeric, and I think that's been helping greatly. So anyway, I do appreciate everybody that popped in, hit the thumbs up, and all that good YouTube stuff. Remember, you can buy me a protein shake on the PayPal, or you can do it through the Super Chats, but Super Chats take a good chunk out of it. And otherwise, by sharing, and hitting the thumbs up and all that good YouTube stuff helps me out. Everybody have a wonderful day. Stay alert, stay strapped. And remember, get those preps up. I got to go get gas today.